What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we have a 2017 Toyota RAV4 and we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima LockNLoad platform style rack. We just threw a couple of different accessories we had here in the shop just to show you exactly how much stuff you can get up on there. We have a lot more room and you don't really have to put the kayak carrier here or the bike rack over there. There really is a lot of different types of slots and bars, so you can really make it yours. But what we're going to do now is take everything off so we can get a closer look at the platform itself and go over some specs. Whether you have factory bars or just have some aftermarket bars, but decide that you kind of want a little bit more out of your roof rack, this is going to be a great way to add a lot of capabilities to your roof. We have a lot of different accessories that you can use with this, but the nice thing about this is we can get a lot of accessories up on here compared to just our normal roof rack system. It's always a good idea to completely fill up your roof if you're really looking to maximize what you can do with your roof. So this one right here on our RAV4 is about 54 inches wide by 60 inches long, and it fills up the whole entire roof. So I was happy with that, but we do have one that's a little bit smaller, but we have some larger options as well. So if you have a van or an SUV, we're gonna have one that's super long and just the perfect amount of width to be able to maximize your roof. So figure out what you're really looking for and pick accordingly. The LockNLoad platform looks really good on top of vehicles in my opinion, and a couple things that kind of add to the look, but it's also functional, is this front little space here. It's not just a flat piece up top, it's going to have a nice rounded section, and that's going to help get that air up and over, so it's not going to make a whole lot of noise. If you do have a sunroof, you don't have to worry about it not opening up or hearing any of that, just because we do have on the outside this rubber stripping that is going to prevent the air from coming in and making that whistling noise that you may hear with other roof racks. So that's always a plus. It is made of aluminum, so the elements aren't going to get to it, so it's going to look just as good as it does now throughout its lifetime, which is always a plus, and has a nice powder coated finish too, which is going to match the OEM roof racks if you have them. We're only going to be adding about 2 3/4 inches to the top of our bar, and the clamps are only going to sit about 1 1/4 inches off the bottom of the bar. So we're not really going to lose a whole lot of clearance whenever we're going under some maybe lower bridges. So I don't really think you're going to have any issues there. For a RAV4, I really think that the 54 by 60 is the right size, just because we still have access to the back. It all just depends on how you really plan on mounting it, but if you do it how we did today, you're not going to have any issues with clearance with our back spoiler or our antenna. If you're in the market for a roof rack and you really just want to be prepared for anything and have the options to do pretty much anything on your roof, I would recommend getting a platform style rack, and I really like the LockNLoad just because I am a fan of Yakima and it does check all the boxes for me. But one thing that is nice about this is that it just clamps around your bars and it's pretty simple to do. So let's go ahead and go over that installation process with you now. First thing, we want to get familiar with the hardware. What we're going to have is 4 brackets which are going to attach to our platform with 2 bolts right here and here. And then we're going to have this little clamp which is going to go around our bars to secure the platform to our roof rack system, and then we'll use a washer and a lock nut on there. So once you get it all completely assembled and up on your roof, there's a couple things you need to keep into account. First, we want to make sure that the crossbar spread, and that is from the center of this crossbar to the center of the back crossbar, is no less than 27.5 inches. Then we want to make sure that these brackets are going to be on the inside of our feet, meaning, so if I have it like this and I put this bracket down, it's not going to be able to wrap around because of the foot. So move them inside enough to where we can rotate this bracket like this, and this way we can have that little clamp go around here so the foot isn't going to be in our way. So now we can go ahead and put our brackets in place, kind of line them up and take the included hardware and thread that in. Just try to do it by hand to where it's going to sit. Maybe give it a couple turns. And to make it a little bit quicker, what I'm doing is just grabbing a 5/32 Allen key for my wrench. It's going to make it a lot quicker and easier because it is kind of difficult to get just a fixed Allen key in there. So now that it's threaded in a little bit, I'm going to put the other side in and then tighten them down together. Now we can grab our little clamps here, and these are going to have a little rubber strip on them, so it's not going to scratch the bottom of your bars. And then the bracket we just installed also has a little rubber strip on it, so you don't have to worry about the top getting scrapped either. So what we can do is go ahead and just kind of wrap this around, and these are going to fit with our arrow bars that we have on here. But if you have a round bar, there's an adapter that comes with the kit. Square bars are going to work, and also some of those thick HD bars that you may have. Now we can go ahead and take our washer and then our nylon lock nut and thread that on. And then I'm going to do the rest of it with a 10mm socket. You want to make sure to tighten these down evenly to make sure that the bracket's not going to be all cockeyed whenever we get done. And once you get one done, give it a good shake, make sure it's nice and secure, and then we can go ahead and do the same exact thing for the other three sides. Once everything is nice and secure, you can go ahead and start putting up some of your accessories. I have a jerry can holder here, so you can go ahead and get some tie downs. You can get a holder for your jack or maybe a paddle, and there's also some rails that we can do as well, which will make it into kind of a cargo basket type. But then of course you can also put some kayak carriers on top. You can put some bike racks on top. There's a whole lot of accessories on our website that'll work with this platform, but we want to make sure that since it's on our bars and they have about 165 pounds of capacity, we don't want to exceed that. And that'll do it for our look at the Yakima LockNLoad platform style rack on our 2017 Toyota RAV4.